Hello, it's Casey from Whole Child Counseling, and I'm going to show you the attendance log that I use today. If you have to keep track of student attendance, maybe if they've had excessive absences or tardies, and you want to know what interventions have been done, like who has called, the date they've called, if attendance letters have been sent, if the attendance officer has been notified, all those things, this form makes it easy for you to track all that data in one place. Even their date of birth, because depending on the law and where you live, how old they are will probably impact attendance as well. So let's check it out. Once you've clicked the link, you want to make sure you're signed into Google. You click the link and then it will say make a copy. So this just makes a copy of the attendance monitor form in your own Google Drive. And the first thing you're going to want to do is to hopefully you've already made an organization templates folder in your Google Drive. So you're just going to want to change the name of this. So put in the year 2024, 2025 attendance monitor template. This is changing the title of the document. And then if you want to move it into that folder, you hit File and Move, and it will let you put it in that organizational templates folder. I suggest having a yearly folder. So having a folder within that templates folder just for, the school year, the current school year. So that's how you rename a copy of the file. The other thing you want to do is just change the title of the document. So we want to put the school year here. And if you are, we've got other grades here, depending how you want to organize yours. Maybe you'll only monitor attendance for a few classrooms. So maybe you have this by teacher rather than by grade. But I did it by grade when I was monitoring attendance. So I monitored kindergarten through 5th grade. So that's how you change the year at the top. That's important to do. And you only have to do it for how many tabs that you want to do. If you make a mistake at any time, like let's just say I wrote that and I didn't want to, you can hit the undo button. Oh, it's not letting me do that right now. The other thing you can do is hit Command Z or Control Z, depending if you're on a Mac or a Windows computer. If you want to view an older version of the document for some reason, you can go to File, Version History, and then See Version History. It even allows you to restore an older version by just clicking the 3 dots. This is a brand new file, so there won't be any older versions here. So let's say we want to customize the tabs at the bottom. So you're just going to right-click and hit Rename. And let's say you want to do it by grade level. And again, you might even just need one tab. It really depends on your needs. But let's say this year you're responsible for grades K through 5. Well, there's only K through 4 here. So if you need to make another tab, you just right click the tab and you're going to hit duplicate, and that will let you duplicate it. And you want to do this before you customize any of the teachers' names. If you don't need something, if there's too many tabs, you just right click it and you can hit delete or hide sheet, and it will delete that sheet. You do have directions on here. Well, you will have directions once I put them in there. As of recording this video, I haven't put them in yet. So let's talk about customizing the teacher drop-down menu. First, you want to make sure you're on the right tab. So we'll think about your kindergarten teachers here. So all you do to customize the teacher drop-down menu is you click this arrow, and then you're going to click the pencil bar. On the side here, you're going to see a list. So in this list, you're just going to write down all the teachers' names. Okay, if you need more names than is shown, you're going to hit add another item. You can change the color by clicking this and then selecting one, and you can just put, you know, whatever the name is. If there's too many and you don't need them, you just click this little trash can and it deletes them. Now here's the important part. You're going to hit done and then you're going to hit apply to all and you can X that out. What this does is it puts the drop down menu with all your teachers' names all the way down on every single row of this spreadsheet. So you're going to want to, if you're doing this by grade level, you're going to want to go through and customize it for every grade level. That teacher drop down menu. Let's say you don't need a certain column. You're like, Casey, what is an attendance referral? We don't do that where I work. So if you don't need a column, you can right click it and you can hit hide column or you can hit delete column. If you want to, let's say you want to delete this because you're just like, no, and then we don't need the date for the attendance column either, but you're like, we do something else. So if you want to add a column, you just right click in the column and you can hit insert one column to the right or left. You can make the column bigger or smaller by clicking up here and dragging it. I do want you to know if you're going to be printing these, you can't make them too big because if they're so big, they won't fit on one sheet of paper. And I do like to, I'm just hitting the undo button here. I do like to print these by student's name, and I'll show you how you can easily do that. Okay, I showed you how to add a column. Let's pretend that I'm not sure why that one is going a little weird. I'll have to look into that. The text is just off. It should all be Century Gothic. For some reason that one wasn't, but I'll check that on the original. So let's say you want to add a row in between Monica and Sam. You just right click in and then you can do insert one row above or one row below. So I'm going to do insert one row above if we want to do that. If you want to delete a row, it's the same thing. You just right click it and delete row. Okay. Let's talk about filtering data in a column. And I am going to bring you to a sheet it's obviously fake. And maybe you can guess my favorite TV show by looking at this. Do leave a comment below if you can and let me know if you love this show as much as I do. But let's talk about filtering data in a column. So next to each column, you have these 3 lines, and it's so easy. And this doesn't have a ton of examples because it's just an example one. In real life, we would have many lines, and it would be a lot to sort through. So if you want to filter it by teacher, and you can filter by anything, but I'll show you teacher first. You just click those lines, hit select all and clear, and then there's no check marks near their lines. And let's just say you just want to see Mr. Locke student. You click Mr. Locke, so there's a check mark, and then you hit OK. And then we see it's just Mr. Locke's kids. So there's a funnel there, and that's how we know the data is filtered. So if we want to get rid of it, we hit the funnel, and then we hit select all, and we click it OK. So if you want to filter by student, you can also do that. So click the filter, we clear it, and then let's say we want Sawyer, we hit OK, and there's Sawyer. And again, we'll clear it out by clicking it, selecting all. So let's pretend I'm just going to add a name down here just to show you something. So another way to search in the spreadsheet is to hit Control F or Command F if you're on a Mac. So this pops up a little search bar here. It will search through all the tabs, but I suggest making sure you're on the right tab first. So what it does, Juliet, there it is. And then you hit, it says 1 of 3. So you just hit the arrow. I put another one down here before. So we have three, you can see row 7, row 179, row 198 where Juliet was. So if you're looking for something in particular, that's an easy search tool to use. Again, it's just Control F or Command F and just hit the arrow and it will scroll you through the results. Let me see what else. If you want to sort alphabetically your list by students, you can just click the top where it says A. And so, because you want the whole column highlighted, and then you're going to right click up here in A and you're going to hit sort sheet A to Z. So it's funny, I realized I put the first names and then the last, and really it should be last names first. I did it wrong in this example. But your students are now sorted alphabetically, so they're grouped together. And if you wanted to print, what you would do is just, let's say you don't want to print all students all mixed together in one thing, but you want to print each student's info one page at a time. So you would just click, let's pretend we want to click Miles. Actually, no, let's do Sun. So you're going to click the row to highlight it. And the best way to do that is to click on this green part over here. And then what you're going to do is go to File and you're going to go to Print. And then instead of current sheet, you're going to hit selected cells. You are always going to have the headline at the top here as well. So if there's something else you want to put and besides attendance monitor log and the year, you could put that there. It will always be printed with each one. So you can see all Sun's info is here. And then you could just, put it in a folder for Sun. So again, to print, it's so easy. You just click the green row that they're in, File, Print, and then all you're going to do is hit selected cells, and then you would just hit the print button. Okay. If for some reason you're writing text and it's getting cut off, let me show you an example like that. It's not all showing. All you have to do, you want to wrap the text. So click in the column where it's an issue. And there's a couple ways to do that. You can just see this button here, which is the text wrapping button, and you want the arrow that's kind of curved. That's my easy way to do it. But another way to do it is you can go to Format, Wrapping, and then Wrap there. I like to show all the text. I like to keep it wrapped, obviously, because if you're printing it, you want to be able to see it. It's okay if some rows are wider than others. It doesn't bother me. I think I told you if you make a mistake or have a issue, you can do the undo button or Command Z or Control Z. And I think that is it. So I hope you find this attendance monitor log helpful. This is in the counselor organization growing bundle. So when you get that, a growing bundle basically means you pay one price today, and when I add new resources in, the price goes up. So you get the new resources at no added cost to you. And I hope you find this helpful to keep track. I had to keep track of hundreds of kids' attendance, not every single attendance. It was the kids who, had issues with attendance, and whether there was letters sent or attendance referrals made or teacher made contact or I made contact, and it was a lot to remember, or if there was medical issues or doctor's notes. So I created this over a number of years, and I found it a very useful way to keep track of everything. So I hope that you find it useful too. And the link is below for you to grab this from my Teacher Pay Teacher store. Have a great day.